Hey guys, welcome.
Welcome.
Today we're here with our special guest. Can you guys introduce yourself to our viewers?
Hello guys, I'm Joel.
I'm Eric.
And today we are going to interview them both, get their perspective on LDR relationship. And you have any more questions?
We have lots of questions.
Yeah.
You guys ready?
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Okay, first of all, thanks for coming on the channel. A lot of people are probably already familiar with Jill. She's done
Yeah.
many videos with you and some live streams. Anyway, you met Eric. Well, what month was it? Why don't you tell us, instead of me trying to guess everything here, let's tell the viewers when you guys first made contact. Well, first of all, how you made contact, then, or how you met each other, and then how your relationship started. And let's start with that.
I contacted Leah because of watching a bunch of you guys, your videos, and of course she was part of your family for close to a year.
Right.
So I contacted her, sent her a pretty formal letter, really, almost like a job interview, like a resume kind of thing, saying, "Hey, this is who I am. I'd like to meet Jill if you'd introduce me if she's available." And so within a day she did. She said, "Yeah, it's okay." And that was last August. So it's been a year ago.
It's been a year already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So let me get this right. You wrote a letter. How did you write a letter on
I actually
Messenger?
wrote.
Was it a messenger
No,
type
no.
thing? Or
I did a Word document.
you
because
actually a real letter then?
a real letter.
Okay.
Really
Yeah.
long email
And I put
with
a
a
picture.
picture.
Yeah, and I emailed her so that she could get the Word doc. 'Cause,
okay.
I didn't know if she would print it and send. I didn't know what would happen, but I just figured at least a Word document, she could forward that on, or she could copy and paste the text. It would be easy to use. So, yeah, and within probably the next day, she contacted Jill. Jill agreed, and that night, at least by my time in the U.S., we had a video call.
Wow, that quick.
Yeah. Well, we texted. She said, I think Leah told me use WhatsApp, and of course I said, "What is WhatsApp?" I'd never heard of it. Why would I? I don't need it. So I downloaded WhatsApp, and we video called that night.
Right. Well, we're going to come back to that in a second, but I do want to ask you, and we'll get to some of your questions in a minute. But I know I've got things on my mind.
Yeah.
So, what was it about the video you watched with Jill that made you say, "I want to meet this girl," or "I want to know this girl"? What stood out to you? Was it her looks, personality?
Well, let's face it. Looks always has something to do with it.
Of course, yeah.
But there's thousands of beautiful women over here. I mean, there's lots of them. They're
Yes.
everywhere. For me, it absolutely has to do with personality, and you could see Jill's personality in all these videos of these two. For people who don't know, they're very close. They're cousins, and her playfulness is really what caught my eye. It's like she definitely has a personality.
Oh yeah.
Could tell she was good with her daughter and your daughters. So there was a lot that I could tell by just watching all those videos. Hours of videos.
Yeah.
So I had a big advantage over like a dating website.
So I have a question for Jill. When I send you or I forward Eric's email to you, what was your action when you see his email and his picture?
I'm just looking a bunch of your messages there because it's too long. Then oh my God, I cannot read it all of this because I'm just busy on my work in Manila. So I'm just looking in your picture there because you're sending the picture of Leah. Then of course that day I'm very excited. Like, oh my God, is someone like me? Are you sure? And of course that day I'm so broken and like I'm just broken like
From work.
from work
Yeah.
like that. So So yeah,
She get very excited.
I'm
by the
very
way.
excited. I'm very excited. Like I'm just sending to Leah. Like, yeah, okay. Just tell him that call me.
You found his picture handsome?
Yeah, that's why I'm just looking. I'm not. No, I'm not looking in the messages. I'm just looking his face.
Yeah.
Like, okay, he's okay.
He must be honest,
Yeah.
right?
That was his reaction.
Yeah.
That she actually told me that, oh, he's very handsome. Give me.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, you have any more question for Joe?
Oh, lots of questions. I was just saying as well. You know, you were talking about her personality
Yeah.
and how she's got this. Well, how did you describe her personality? She's
Jolly,
She's playful.
Jilly,
Yeah.
that's what her
playful.
name
That was it. And
Playful.
I was going to say it's very similar to how my wife is.
Yeah.
And they are somewhat similar in some
is. Yeah,
way.
that's why we get along.
Yeah, it is. And you know, actually talk about people like you guys. That's one of the most common questions I get from people is how can I find someone like you? I guess like you. And you know, one of the services that we recommend
Yeah.
is Christian Filipina dating service. We recommend them because we know couples that have actually met on that site, and actually a couple of people in our Bible group even have that met through Christian Filipina actually ended up getting married, and you know, so you know, if you are looking for a traditional type woman with values, obviously from our point of view, Christian values, which are very important, we do want to add that we do recommend Christian Filipina. We're going to put a link
Yeah.
to their site in the description below, and just look down there and you can find it. Anyway, I just wanted to bring that up because I do believe in that service. Anyway, going on with our questions to you. Okay, so you had your first video call. How did that go?
I was just sort of shocked to actually be face to face with her, you know, because I had seen so many hours of video of her. You know, I probably watched videos for, I don't know, a month or so when I found your channels. So I felt like I knew a lot about her before ever having talked to her. So it was a little, it was a little shocking. It's like, wow, it's really, I think I even saw, I'm like, I can't believe it's really you.
Artista, celebrity.
Yeah. Yeah, so, but yeah, our first call was, you know, she was working, so, you know, we didn't get to talk that long, but we agreed, you know, like, okay, well, let's try to talk every day and just talk about normal stuff and see where this goes. And, you know, I even said, if this goes well, because I understand how the women over here are sometimes reluctant to get involved with an LDR, because sometimes guys will say, well, yeah, you know, I'm coming over, and they never come.
That's right.
Or it's a year or two is not uncommon, it doesn't sound like. And so I wanted to make sure she understood, look, if this works out and we get along, that I'm going to come over as soon as I can, which I told her was probably within a few months. And that's what I ended up coming over at the end of October. So
Yeah.
Right. So how many months was that?
it was like 2.
That's pretty quick then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's and that's something we recommend, right?
Yes,
So-
yes. 2 months, I think that's good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know some people have long distance relationships, a month, sometimes years.
Yes.
And the problem is sometimes, and we'll get to asking you about this in a minute, but sometimes things are a little different
Yes.
in person. Some things you weren't expecting. Anyway, going back to the video calls.
Yeah.
Was there any red flags at any time? Was there anything Jill ever said to you? I know it's a question. It's a question for you, and then you guys can talk about
Jill
it.
can also answer. You can also
Yeah.
answer if you have.
Any moments where you started thinking, "Man, maybe she's not really interested in me"?
Yeah, for me, like, you know, I have a bad experience before in my LDR past. Like, if his guy, it's not coming here for, like, you know, to see me, of you, are you very sure to me or truly? So that's why before, and you know that you what do you call is that, you feel that
Yeah.
every day, that I don't want to talk you every day, like, you know, that day that I never been see you in the personal. So for me, I don't believe in, I told you that I don't
Yeah.
believe in LDR. Like, instead, I see you in the person. That's why we talk about that, right?
Yeah, yeah, she did. She told me early on that, you know, until I was actually here, she was going to be reluctant to open herself up feeling wise too much. But, you know, really within 3 or 4 weeks, it was pretty obvious that we were, you know, pretty happy. But,
Yeah.
so to answer your question, I knew she had one other LDR with an American guy.
Yeah.
Okay, like a year before.
Yeah.
And that was on her on Leia's channel, so I knew about it. It was no secret. And one of the things that bothered her was that this guy, and I'm kind of paraphrasing from what I remember, had said initially, yeah, you know, I'm going to come over whenever. I don't know if he said a date, but I think he kind of set a time frame,
Yeah.
and then didn't follow through, and then would get mad at her when she would ask, you know, well,
Yeah.
hey, when are you coming? Are you coming? You know, so I knew that was going to be a soft spot for her, you know, a sore spot. That whatever I said I'm going to do, I better do it, because this is not going to go over well with her, and I knew that. So I made sure whatever I told her about coming here, that I could live with.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I don't think she felt 100% comfortable with me
In the
red
video
flag
call.
wise until I actually showed up.
Yeah.
And she told me that when I got here. She's like, well, I didn't really know, you know, like, until you actually got here. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I understand.
When I
Because
see
it
you in the
happens a lot.
person, I like, okay, thank you, Lord. This is it.
You have any-
No, I was gonna say I want to take over your
Okay, so
your
what are-
channel, honey.
Yeah.
What are the things that you, you know, you were surprised when you finally here in the Philippines?
Well, you know, one of the things we talked about, this is one of like the big things you talk about with, you know, expats and Filipinas, is the family, you know, like supporting the family and getting to meet them and all that. Well, you know, I was nervous about all that because, you know, you don't know.
Right.
Everybody has crazy family, right? I mean, we all do. You just hope they're not close enough where you have to see them all the time. And but you know, like all her family is fine. There's no issues. You know, I get along with all of them fine. I
Yeah.
can't speak to many of them, but they're all fine. And so that was a relief. That was probably one of the things I was concerned about. It's like, well, there's no way to really know until you get here and meet them,
Yeah.
right? You know, so she's only got one crazy relative, and that's
This one. That's you, honey. Yeah. I was going to say, for those that are in LDR relationships, I can't recommend enough, you know, and how important it is to come and at least meet them in person, just like how Eric did it. He did it the right way, actually. You know, a couple of months chatting, and then he made the effort to come over here just for a
Yeah.
couple of weeks, right?
well, yeah. I was here 2.5 weeks the first time, and that all had to do with work and like I could take off certain days, but I'll even add to it, whatever you tell them, just be honest with them. You know, I think it's a universal thing that you don't want to disappoint somebody, whether you're
Yeah.
a man or a woman, right? You always want them to think positive, but it's much worse to say, yeah, you know, I'm going to come and see you in whatever month, and then, well, you know, I can't make it, and blah blah blah. You know, you got to stick to your word. That's just it. And it may not be popular when you say it, but it's better to say it and be honest and stick with it than it is to, you know, lead somebody on. Nobody
Don't
wants
make
that.
Hope. to
Yeah.
Yeah,
anybody.
false hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I learned a lot from videos before I ever contacted her, and I knew that was like, you don't want to do that because that's a big problem.
Yeah.
Right. Got any questions?
All right,
Well,
so
I'll keep going.
since you mentioned the family, do you support Jel's family? A lot of people are, you know,
No, I do. Well, no, we don't.
it's
No,
not required, right?
Yeah,
So
no.
there's your question, guys, because a lot of people, they expect
Yes.
they expect you to
From you.
Support the
guys,
family.
To support your family.
No, I'm lucky. All her siblings have jobs except for her youngest sister's in college.
yeah.
She's in college.
Yeah.
You know, and her mom and dad have a farm, and her dad works, and
Yeah.
they're all what we consider hardworking people. So, now I've taken them to dinner a few times just to be nice, but, that's not support. That's just being nice.
No, that's, of course, that's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you did your first little trip here, then you went back, and how many months were you back at home for the second time?
Oh, geez, when was it I came back? Did I come back before
Me.
January? Was it January? I can't remember.
Yeah, you can.
Because my mom had surgery.
Yeah.
I wanted to come back during December because I would, holidays, I'd get
Mm.
3 days basically. But I had to wait until January because my mom had
Surgery.
back surgery,
Yeah.
and we didn't know how that was going to go.
Yeah.
So I had to wait to even book until that in early December.
Right.
But then, I came right away. I can't remember now, earlier mid-January.
January 6th.
Yeah.
Okay. So all in all, you had 2 trips. Was that correct?
3.
Was
I've
it
had 3.
Was it?
Three.
I'm not including this one, but it's 3 prior to this one.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And each time was a couple of weeks.
Yeah, the last 2 were both 3 weeks as far as like when I left the U.S. when I got back. I was here like 20 nights, I guess. So 3 weeks, yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, now you're here then for your 4th time, but this time you have made you made the decision obviously a while ago that you're going to take a chance and you're gonna move out here.
Yeah.
And this is going to be your home. And
We hope.
Well, so how difficult of a decision was that? Now you've just been here 2 days. You arrived, and I think you were saying it's a whole different feeling. Coming over here knowing that this isn't just a 2-week vacation. That this is now going to be your home.
Well, as you guys already know, but for the audience, I literally just got here a few days ago. I am trying to find a house, trying to buy a vehicle, sorting out cell phones, and that stuff is for me daunting. I think it would be for most people. So I can't honestly say that I'm like having fun, happy, cheery. I mean, I'm not myself right now because of all that. It's like I have all this weight and baggage, but it's getting sorted out. And so the only. Yeah, I'm here permanently, barring any changes in immigration policies, which seem to occur with some regularity around here. So, I'm here. It was difficult, much more so for some of my family. I think everybody's excited for me, but of course, being 9,000 miles away is pretty tough. Yeah, I mean, I will definitely miss some. I have great neighbors back home. Some close friends of my family, and had to pack my house up, and I rented my house to my niece and her husband. I retired a week and a half ago, so been a little busy.
All right, Jill. So let me ask you, what's the biggest thing that bothers you about being with a foreigner?
Bothers me.
Yeah.
So what are my biggest problems?
Yeah.
You're being quiet sometimes. I don't like that. Yeah. Like, you're in the place, like, you don't talk to me, like, in how many, like 3 hours, like, what's wrong with you? Like, it's bothering me all the time. What's wrong with you? Are you mad at me? Yeah, that's
My biggest problem, my husband doesn't stop talking.
I know it's an opposite. Oh, thanks a lot, honey.
No, that's fair, and
Don't hide behind me.
she's right. I am kind of quiet a lot of times.
Yeah.
But I did tell her that. But I'm lucky. You talk about, well, what attracted me to her? What do I like about her? Well, one of the things is when we have issues, we are able to work them out.
Yeah.
And instead of her having tempo, with the silent treatment, she might do that for a little while, but I mean very short.
Yeah.
And I can always tell. Well, one of them, a few times she asked me, she's like, "What's wrong? Why are you so quiet?" It's like, well, I'm a quiet person sometimes.
Yeah.
I had a job where I had to talk a lot, and so in the evenings for me, it's like, okay, I'm talked out. I'm just quiet.
Yeah.
So sometimes that has a problem for her, but now she understands it. So
Yeah.
she understands it's not me or her. It's just my personality.
I just already, like, not before in your first
Yeah,
time here, and the
yeah.
second time, like,
She was worried.
I'm just worried about all the time, like, when he's so quiet.
See, talking a lot isn't a bad thing. You don't have to worry, right?
Oh, it's so
You would be lost if I stopped talking. If I went quiet, you would be worried.
I would be like, this is strange. I
Yeah.
find it
Yeah.
strange when you're not talking.
All right, so question for both of you. You're here, obviously you're taking a bit of a risk because, let's be realistic, it's still a relatively new relationship, especially
Yeah.
for being in person. So are you feeling pretty good, like this is the one for your life? Are you both feeling that way?
I do.
She jumped right in there on that one.
Yeah, no, I mean, if I didn't, I wouldn't have jumped over here to and look. I wouldn't look for go to buy a car, which we tried to do today.
Right.
Try to rent a place. Yeah, no, I definitely would not have done that if I did not feel confident we
Yeah.
would be together.
Yeah. So for the future, I mean, obviously right now you're on a tourist visa, right?
Yes.
So at some point, if this does become your home, you'll probably want to get some kind of a permanent residency visa because it's a hassle with the tourist.
Well,
so,
it sounds like that. Like just in the last week, the rules have changed, and now they've.
yeah, they got more strict with the.
Yeah. So
the
I
tourist
haven't.
visa.
Since I've been traveling and here, I haven't seen a lot of videos the last week. So that may force me to do something.
Yeah. So do you think then, obviously, as your relationship grows and you feel complete trust and confidence in each other, do you think it could lead to a possible marriage?
I think that's possible. Yeah.
Wow!
Where's the ring?
Is this an online proposal?
I think no, that's possible. But and I told her this up front. Like, I'm not in any hurry, especially with
Yeah.
the laws over here. But yeah, I mean, I can see, and I'd say a couple years down the road, maybe that would happen.
Yeah, again, I want to remind people, we mentioned the Christian Filipina dating service. Don't forget to, if you are interested in finding a traditional Philippine woman that's got Christian values, that's a great service to use. So check out Christian Filipina dating service in the link below. So I want to thank you guys. I was going to say, you should be saying this is your channel.
Yeah, it's
You
our
thank 'em.
channel.
Yeah, I guess it's our channel, but it's got your name on it, not mine.
We'll change it. Philippine family life with the Buckinghams.
Yeah, there you go. I like your channel name. But no, seriously, I want to thank you guys for coming onto the channel and sharing a little bit of your story. There's so many more things. Maybe we'll do a follow-up interview because there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
A lot of things I still want to say, but anyway.
Thank you everyone for watching, and God bless. We'll see you in our next video. Bye.